All right, we're gonna take a look at my tool and tool related collection. In this video, I have a lot of stuff. My collection is not absolutely complete as opposed to some other people that I know. So let's dig right in. And the first thing that I have, my most recent find is the green Jello Serial Killer VHS album, and includes the Three Little Pigs soundtrack, or the Three Little Pigs single on cassette. I just picked this up locally at a friend's place. This is really cool. It's still in shrink. Pretty awesome find. Moving right along, I also have the Serial Killer soundtrack on cassette tape. It's still in shrink. As you can see here, still has the hype sticker on it. Kind of a cool, you don't really see these cassettes anymore. When I see these, I definitely want to pick those up. Next up is the green Jello on cassette. As a note, green Jello, these versions here actually are spelled Jello and not with the Y, so they are the originals. Kind of cool to find. You can find since the lawsuit with green Jello, you can find the Y ending quite a bit. You can still find them used. There's not a lot of value in this stuff. It's just really cool to have this nostalgia, especially Danny drumming on it and Maynard playing a role with the band as well. And then lastly, which I think is cool as well, is I found the Zoo Entertainment green Jello box set still in shrink. You don't see these long boxes, not the box set, but you don't see these long boxes that much anymore, so they're pretty cool to have. Still in shrink. Again, this guy, my original CD is open. It is just cool. If you haven't seen this, check it out. I'm a huge fan of green Jello. It's really cool to just have these in my collection because it is a part of tool history. So that is a look at green Jello. Next up in my tool collection is something that I was very lucky to find. My good buddy Shane pulled this out of a box at his store and my jaw hit the floor. As you know, this is the original self-released tool demo 72826. This thing got in my hands and I was shocked, basically because it is mint. Never played, as far as I know. It is crisp. It is a fantastic copy. As you can see, the artwork is just beautiful, completely intact. You don't find these that often. I got this pretty low price. Paid about $50 for it. Which Shane sold this to me, he definitely was, he knew that this would end up being in my collection. And the fact that he did sell it to me that cheap is amazing. You can find these things sell online for a lot of money. We're looking at $1,500, give or take. I have seen them priced as high as $3,000 and $7,000, but I don't think that, I mean, it is a good piece of tool history. I just feel like having this, once it's in my collection, I will never sell it. You will not find it on eBay. It is there forever. So very cool piece of tool history. 72826, self-released by the band, and this is on cassette. 1991. All right, next let's take a quick look at Opiate. Very early album for me, 1992. I have this album obviously on CD. 2 copies, each copy, one's sealed, one's not. This copy, Zoo Entertainment. This copy, Tool Dissectional, Volcano. I have multiple copies. I keep the various record label variants. When Zoo got transferred over to Volcano in the late 90s. So having these copies is pretty cool. I also have Opiate on cassette tape. Very cool. Picked this one up off eBay. Artwork's kind of cool to see it in cassette format. This cassette has some wear. Again, you can find these for $50. There's not a lot of value on this stuff, but really cool to see nonetheless. All right. Cassette's in good shape. Playable, not fully rewound. I'm kind of goofy about that. I'm gonna actually someday rewind it all the way, but cool to have that on cassette as well. Moving right along, I have Opiate on vinyl. This is the original Zoo release, I believe 1996. You will know from the original first pressing that it actually has a photograph. It has the black label on the inside, and it is labeled Zoo. Pretty cool, has some cool inlays in it, good shape. All my records stay in Mophie sleeves to protect them. Absolutely. The Opiate, I also have it on vinyl. Again, different copy. This one, I believe, is the reissue. Don't know the exact year of the reissue. Mid 2000s. I'm not all up on my facts at the moment. I'm just, yeah. This has the white label, and it says Volcano. So this is actually the reissue, and then the original press. Those guys over there. Great record. Man, it just really got me into Tool early on. This guy right here is the 2012 Opiate reissue. It came out in 5 different variants, very limited copies. I believe there was 1,000 copies of each or so. Correct me if I'm wrong. This is really cool. Handmade, signed by the band. Just really cool artwork in here. I'm gonna try to pull out one of these guys. If you haven't seen this and you're a diehard collector, I mean, go snag this up. This is the coolest. Try to take really good care of this stuff. I'm pretty anal about all this stuff as it gets released. I want copies of all of this stuff as I'm a collector. There, like I said, as we look at some of the stuff, there are some things that are clearly missing from the collection. The book, if you have not walked through the book, I don't like handling this stuff because there is quite a bit of value on this, and it's just really cool. Man, the Priest, they did such a good job with this. The re-envisioning of the artwork's fantastic. Really excited to have this completely in my collection. I'm not gonna mess with this too extensively here. We'll just get the rest of this back in here. But if you can find it, great. They are expensive. People sell this stuff for outrageous amounts of money. The build quality of it's not that great because it is all paper-based, but if you can find it, you can afford it, buy it. Great for the collection. That is Opiate. Next up is Undertow, one of my favorite records. Not my favorite, but damn close. And I'll burn through this pretty quick. Undertow on cassette. 2 copies, one sealed, one not. This is the original Zoo Entertainment. Again, I get both versions. This is the Tool Dissectional Volcano version of Undertow, along with the cassette tape. If you haven't seen the inside of the cassette tape, again, it's kind of cool. I like having the variations. Condition's not perfect. Again, got this guy on eBay. Walmart and Kmart actually banned this artwork when it was sold, so they actually swapped out the artwork early on. I'll give you a peek of that, but very cool. Gotta have the cassettes. That's how I started listening to music. Cassettes bring around the car, pretty sweet. Okay, these are the Walmart versions of Undertow with the barcode and a very generic back to it. The artwork was apparently offensive, and they had decided to switch out the artwork. You could write into the band on the inside of here and get the actual artwork for it. I believe that you can't do that anymore, but they're still cool to have. I just picked this up at Walmart too, like a couple weeks ago. You can find them, and when I find them, I buy them. It's just kind of cool because you're not going to see these forever and ever. And then alternatively, the sealed version of the cassette tape. My buddy Shane gave me this for free in cassette. It is still sealed with a $9.99 price tag on it. You don't come by the sealed versions anymore. That's pretty old school. Nonetheless, super cool. So that's cassettes and CDs right there. Now, I do have a few singles, which I'll cover in a second, but of course, I have Undertow on vinyl. This is the Volcano Tool Dissectional version. This is a reissue. This is still in plastic. This guy right here is the Zoo one. This is the first pressing of Undertow on vinyl. This guy has the actual white label on the inside, which is really cool. You don't find the white label anymore. I believe it's a black label now, and if it's a black generic label or a white generic label, I can't remember what it is. Those are the reissues. With the X-ray on the center is the actual first pressing, which is pretty cool. There we go. There I have bought this on eBay. This is the UK official Zoo Entertainment Prison Sex release of on vinyl for Prison Sex. This guy, gray vinyl. Those flaws are actually, that's not dirt, that's actually in the vinyl. I'm trying not to handle these too much. But very cool to have. I think I paid $140 for that. This guy right here, I had been going to Shane's store since the mid-90s, and I had seen this on his rack, and for years and years and years I asked him, dude, can I buy that, can I buy that? He's like, no way, this is like the original like promo gray pressing of Undertow, does not have disgusted painted on it. This does have quite a bit of value. Finally, a couple months ago, he hit me up. He's like, dude, come buy it. Take a look at it. Never been played. It is mint. This, by rumor, and I have not played it, sounds like shit. Does not sound well. Undertow, gray vinyl. Promo copy, very cool to add to the collection. Now, you can find these. I got this at a local record store. This is basically a bootleg or a fake of this. This is the You Should Drink More Water yellow version of it. Again, I haven't played this. I don't know how this sounds. I just have this guy in its white paper sleeve still. But yeah, kind of has that same artifacting from the original, which is cool to see. But this, I'm not big into bootlegs or fakes. I do have a couple of them. I have 3 bootlegs on vinyl. I'm not big into it. Your call if you want to go and spend your money on that. I like to have the originals. Comes down to vinyl. If you're a collector, grab them. If not, you want good sound quality, grab an original Zoo Press, one of the originals, and you're going to be in pretty damn good shape. So that does it pretty much for Undertow. Except for these guys. Tool, this is the Sober, Prison Sex, and Opiate previously unreleased promo. This is the, let's see here, Undertow Flood Jerk Off recorded live on tour in 1993 promo that came out around that same time. And then this is a variant of the Sober single, which is pretty cool with the forks on the CD, didn't have a cover in it. And yeah, just a Sober single. Now I am missing, I still need to get the Prison Sex single and the Sober single, the actual promo singles that came out. But these are all released by Zoo, and I've had these in my collection for years and years. So now that is Undertow. Okay, moving right along, let's look at Anima. Here is Anima on CD. This is the Zoo Entertainment version, Volcano version sealed. This is the Zoo version sealed and Volcano unsealed. They're all basically the same thing. I like having all the copies. I just found this guy right here. No, this one was from a friend. I just found this in Half Price Books. When I find these, it is my favorite record. When I find them, I buy them. I love this record so much. This is my first copy, first pressing of it. As you can see, I just beat the shit out of this. I tore it apart, the booklet. I just listened to this thing to death, and man, this record changed me like you wouldn't believe, and how I listen to music and those experiences that you have. Just really fantastic. Again, their packaging is great. This is where it started to evolve a little bit with Anima. So that is that on CD. I have multiples. I will always have multiples. I'm a giant nerd. Don't care. Here is Anima on cassette tape for those who haven't seen the interior spread of it. It's pretty cool. Another eBay find. I never owned this on cassette, I can't believe it. The other ones I did, but I lost them. But this is just cool to have. Nice edition. Mint condition, near, no, I shouldn't say mint, it's near mint. It's in really, the whole thing's in really, really good shape. It's just a great copy to have. Now, let's get into Anima. When they first sold the record at the midnight sale, they were giving away this guy. This is the Stinkfist. Get this out of here. This is the Stinkfist picture disc promo. If you haven't seen it, it's sweet. A buddy of mine gave this to me, and 10-inch picture disc, man. It's super cool. I'm grateful that he gave it to me. I'm so glad that it is in my hands. There's a little bit of a warp to it, just I think from how he had handled it for a while, but great to have. I am still looking for Cesaro Some Ability, the 10-inch single, and I'm also looking for selections of Anima, which I actually have a release of on CD. There it is. There's that. I'm just gonna move these aside to take a peek at these guys. These are the original B pressing of the September 17, 1996 release of Anima on vinyl. These are holy grails for me. I bought this one this summer. I just got this one a few weeks ago. This has been played several times. It plays great, sounds fantastic. This one has never been played. It is mint. And these things go for a lot of money if you don't know. Pull this guy out. This is a B pressing. The B pressing on these guys had the lighter geometry logos on the inside, whereas the A pressing and the C pressing were a lot darker. Plays great, sounds fantastic. This is the only true way to listen to it on a great hi-fi. I can't say enough about it. I'm gonna pull this out. This is the actual gatefold. Here we are on the inside spread now. I don't know if you can really see, you can kind of see it here. This creasing in here is very, very typical of these releases, and I don't know why. I don't know if that's how it was packaged. This mint copy has the same thing. I haven't seen one that doesn't, and someone might own it and be like, oh my God, mine doesn't have it, oh well. But it has the actual printed inner sleeves. First time I showed this on Reddit, someone freaked out because they thought it wasn't real because I had white sleeves. Guy didn't know better when he had it and he just kept it in white sleeves. This sounds great. Sounds absolutely fantastic. I'm just gonna move this guy out of the way. This is the mint copy. It's the same thing. I'm not gonna take it apart. I will flip this thing. It is beautiful. I don't handle this. This is in the collection forever. These things have a lot of money. I've seen them sell for $1,500 or more, especially in this condition. Way more. I paid $400 for this. It's worth probably $650, $750. It's an expensive vinyl. I mean, if you're gonna get this, you're a collector. I like this because Shane kept the hype sticker. Rad. I paid fair amounts for these. They're in my collection. What more can I say? This guy right here is a local record store import bootleg on yellow vinyl, a green vinyl actually. You can tell on these Anima releases on vinyl when they're fake. This is gonna have a hue, like a really defined, almost brown, orange, yellowish hue to the shine box or the smoke box here. Yellow vinyl. Nothing too special about that. If I'm gonna listen to it, I'm probably gonna play this version I got from, that I got this summer that's already been played. I'll play this for the hell of it, but this one I'll never put a needle on because it is, again, mint condition. So that is straightforward Anima. This is selections from Anima on CD. Very cool. I'm looking for this on vinyl. No cover. This is safe for in-store play. Here's the Enema single on CD, AM and PM version, one clean, one not. This is the Stinkfist promo. I have one more coming from my buddy, like very, very soon. He knows I want it. It's in his shop, so. Stinkfist single, the H single. There are more of these I still need to get, and I'm still on the hunt for all this stuff. It's a matter of time before I find it all, and hopefully it doesn't break the bank. So that is the best Tool record, in my opinion, Anima. Okay, next up we'll take a look at Saliva. I have both copies. I bought them early on the day that they came out. This is CD VHS, this is CD DVD. This one's mint condition. My buddy, a good friend of mine, gave this to me. Actually, I should say I bought it, but he had it. I absolutely, if I can find copies of these, I pick them up. You can still find them in thrift stores, half-price books, that kind of thing, and they're used and you can get them pretty cheap. eBay, they're a little bit more expensive, especially if they're sealed. I've seen them go $300-400. I'll just open up the VHS since people are like, what's a VHS? Well, story of my life. So this is the, come on, there we go. The booklet, if you haven't seen the booklet, it's very, very cool. Bunch of live photos in here. Stills from the video, the DVD in here. or sorry, the VHS and the DVD on both of these have the videos, the first 3 record cycle videos in them, which is pretty cool. Just some cool production stills, artwork. Of course, everything that Tool releases is, their artwork is fantastic. So great. Great to have this. Sold my sealed one, kind of regret that, but someday I'll get another sealed copy back. I'm working on one. As we speak, I like to have the sealed variants. Again, it's exact same thing, except this guy has the DVD. I'll open it up for you. This one has the DVD in the front, CD in the back, so pretty straightforward. Yeah, that's Saliva. All right, let's take a look at lateralis. I have various copies of these, sealed. This one's signed by Alex Gray. I actually mailed this in to him before he was even selling these, and asked him if he would sign it, and sure shit, he sent it back to me signed, which is really cool. Lateralis. A good thing to know, and some people know this, some people don't, the original version was misspelled, was lateralis with an IS at the end instead of the US. So I have both versions sealed and open with the spelling error. Again, major nerd, I'm okay with that. So I have those copies there. Of course, I have the quote-unquote limited edition 2LP picture disc from lateralis. And it is, you can find this pretty much everywhere. This, you put it on a record player, especially if you don't have a good one, especially if you don't have a good hi-fi. This sounds like shit. It's terrible. Take a quick look. Sealed version, one that's not sealed. I played this. It does not sound good at all. As you can see, for the people that don't have it, it is a picture disc. Picture discs historically do not sound very good whatsoever. So it just has the same artwork templates that you find on the CD. Very cool to have this. Hopefully they actually properly re-release this. It's one of my very favorite records as well. They need to re-release this remastered. Same with all the records. I hope they do some cool packaging down the road. Record store day, something very cool, but holographic. Super awesome. And, oh yeah, and the inside, whoever wants to see it, it has these guys, thank yous, liners, all that stuff. Credits, pretty much the same. Keep these guys. So, that's that. I did get unusually rare find was, I don't know how I got this, but this is Zomba Productions a Tool video for Parabola. This was a promo piece. It is very generic. It's how it came. Zeus sent this out via Zomba Productions. Nice item to have. See here, I have 2 sealed. I don't know if this one's sealed. This is a Schism single. You can still find these. This is promo only. It's for promotional use only, but kind of cool to get this. Can't really go in a store and buy this, but very cool to have. I get all these promo CDs. There's a lot of them. I know that some of them are harder to find than others. This is the promo only Parabola video, I believe. Look, yeah, it's a video, DVD. Pretty cool to have, and then obviously you can go in stores and buy the Parabola and Schism DVDs. They come pretty straightforward. I know for a fact you can still find these, so I have them in my collection. That pretty much does it for lateralis. Moving right along, let's look at 10,000 Days. We have the actual CD. That still has the hype sticker on it. This is an open version. This one is signed by Alex Gray. And again, another open version. I always have multiples, major geek like that. This is the Vicarious music video with the same glasses, very cool. And this is I believe this is a promo only single for Vicarious that was released. Again, really cool to have this stuff. Take good care of that. And then, let's get this guy Get these guys all out. In a way, I honestly wish that Tool released more 10,000 days content. I feel like this record was an afterthought. I kind of feel the same way with Fear Inoculum, but I wish they would have actually released this on vinyl. This is a bootleg. I'll show this to you. This guy is the, I believe, blue vinyl version of it. It's the only way I can have it on vinyl right now. Once they actually do a full release, I'll grab it. But this is the blue vinyl. There's nothing special about it. Again, I'm not huge into boots, fakes, imports, that kind of thing. This is just, it is what it is, but it's still a nice copy to have. I mean, the thing's not even in the gatefold for a 2 LP set. Let's just hope that they do something, and with this and Fear Inoculum, and do some really cool releases in the future. I know that a lot of other bands, man, Tool is like anti-marketing through and through. It's pretty incredible. So that is 10,000 days. All right, let's take a look at Fear Inoculum. Obviously, long-awaited record, as the hype sticker says. I do have both variants still sealed. I'm missing the third variant, which is technically the Danny Carey variant, but for those who don't have it, it's pretty awesome. Mine, I believe, is dead. Everything about the artwork and the packaging here is just brilliant. The portraits, oh my God, I am a portrait photographer. Just having all this stuff is really, really cool to see this, to get it in your hands. I bought this at the midnight sale when it came out on the 30th, and I was so stoked. These 2 copies I ended up getting on Amazon. One right away, one after the fact. I have them. Yes, I'm a hoarder. People will hate me for that. This is the expanded book edition right here of Fear Inoculum. This one, they're both sealed. This is the other one here. This is the other guy right here that I got day of. So I opened it up, downloaded the video. Again, the packaging here is a variation of the original limited edition release. So it's just cool to have. I have all the variations. And on top of it, I also managed to get the Alex, I'm not gonna wrap this, but this is the copy signed by Alex Gray. Man, what a masterpiece of a record. What a great return for Tool after 13 years. A return, if you will. I can't wait till the vinyl comes out. Hopefully they do some awesome packaging with the vinyl. I hope that there's a music video. I'm kind of patiently awaiting for the re-release or the re-recorded version of Opiate. I know it exists. I was at the show, the music clinic, when they played like 7 minutes of the 20-minute video or whatever, and it was amazing. It sounded incredible. I'm hoping that there's some more stuff coming down the pipe for them. I hope that another record's on the horizon. Keep our fingers crossed. That does it for Tool proper. All right, last thing we'll look at is some of Perfect Circle stuff. Now, I don't have much Pussifer stuff, especially the vinyl. I'm trying to catch up, but someday, right? There's always someday. Perfect Circle, the first record. This is in the cardboard digipack. I don't know if this is an import. I don't think it is. This is the actual CD. Great band. I'm a huge Perfect Circle fan. By all means, with that, same record on vinyl. I have not opened or played it. So I believe with this, I also have, if I can find it, I have the Weekend, no, this is a UK promo single. This is for the Hollow, and this is a UK release of Judith on CD. So first release right here. Incredible record. Pretty much goes without saying. Next is 13th Step with the Weekend Powerless CD single. If you have not listened to a Perfect Circle, please slap yourself. Go do that right away. Where is it? And we have this, we have it on vinyl as well. Haven't listened to it. I will. My time listening to music, man, I just don't have the time like I used to. Let's go right down the line with Emotion, which would be the sister to Emotive on vinyl. This was given to me. I have not watched it. I'm not huge into both of these releases whatsoever. I know that there's some cool stuff in here, but I'm not by all means there. Okay. And most recently, after another long hiatus for this band, is Eat the Elephant. Their latest album. I have it on vinyl. I don't have CD of this. I don't know if I'll get it. I love the record. It took me a lot of listens to really get into this on white vinyl, white wax. It took me a long time to get into it. I also have the, I can reach over here. I have the box set with the Prism in it. I thought that this would be more limited edition. It's pretty straightforward. I figured it'd be, and I haven't opened this, I thought it'd be more limited edition, but you can still buy these online. Pretty cool to have. With that, I have, with this record, I believe this is a Doomed and Disillusioned 10-inch picture disc vinyl. And then I have the So Long and Thanks for All the Fish. This is a Record Store Day release. I don't know, it's 7-inch. I don't know if that's like colored wax or what that is, but that's just a quick look at my Perfect Circle collection at the tail end of this. Oh, I have this too, the Rockabye Baby Lullaby renditions of Tool. Someone gave this to me. It's pretty sweet. You can find these. I think you might even be able to get it on Spotify or whatever. Yeah, that's that. I have plenty more stuff I'm going to show in a different video. Posters, magazines, just rare collectibles, all this extra stuff. This is about half of what I have. I know it seems a little outrageous, but for me, I love this band. I'm a huge fan, and I just wanted to actually put this together in some fashion where I could show everybody just exactly that I've, you know, the stuff that I have in my 20 some odd years, 30 years of collecting this stuff. A long time, a little less than 30 years of collecting, but I've been a huge fan of the band, and that's it. Have any questions, comments? That's great. I may have missed some facts. I rushed through this. If so, excuse me, pardon me, correct me, and yeah,